Okay, now we're going to look into more details on how the queue array implementation in C++. The definition is similar with text data structure that use array. So queue use one array to store the queue items, one variable count to hold a number of elements in the array, and two variables represent the location of the index for front and rear. So method used are constructor, enqueue function, dequeue function, queue front function, queue rear function, empty and full function to check whether the queue is empty or queue is full. So this is how you look into the physical diagram for C++. So that means when you have an object, there's a in the object holds a value of array and count front and rear. So this will be represented in the memory. So let's see here, array declared of size 5, 0 until 4, and then count is 4. That means the elements data in the array is 4, and front will point to 0, rear will point to the last element. So 0 and 3. Remember, front and rear only holds the index value. So in class definition, in queue, private will hold all the variables. So use a template class type. That means array can be any type. It can be integer, can be float. Never mind. So size here, it depends on the constant integer variable 5. So we declare array 5 from 0 until 4. So the count, front and rear as a private data members. And what are the public data member? Similar to the previous slide, all the methods like constructor, enqueue, dequeue, queue front, queue rear, empty, full, all these functions should be implemented in the C++. So constructor. So once you create an object in the main function, the constructor will call automatically. What should you do? You need to initialize the front, rear, and count into a first value when the array queue is empty. So front rear is -1, count is 0. So enqueue function. So enqueue method is used to enqueue data at rear of the queue. That means when you insert, the rear will be increased. So before you enqueue, you need to check whether the queue is not full. Otherwise, it will display overflow. So what will enqueue do? It will increase by 1 for rear and count, and then front will be changed if the enqueue is empty. Now, enqueue, first you check whether it's not empty. If it's empty, then you need to increase front plus plus, rear plus plus. Remember, when the queue is empty, the first value that insert into the queue, you need to move front and rear together. Otherwise, you only move the rear. So increase by 1 rear, you assign the value into the rear, and then count increase by 1. If full, then it will display overflow. Okay? If full, then it will display overflow. For dequeue, it is to delete or remove data from the front queue. Before dequeue, you make sure that queue is not empty. If the queue is empty, then you need to display underflow. What will dequeue do? Front will be added. If there is one item in the queue, after dequeue, front and rear value will be -1. So count value, remember, have to decrease by 1 because dequeue remove item from the queue. So this is the algorithm. So you need to check empty. If the queue is empty, then you have to display underflow. If not empty, then you need to check whether it is the last value. If front will be the last value, then you need to initialize back front and rear equals to -1. Otherwise, then you can just dequeue simple DQ, increase front by 1 and you decrease count by 1. Empty. How you check empty? You just use the count. If count equal to 0, that means the array Q is empty. You return true or return false. If count equal to 0, then true. If count not equal to 0, that means there's a data in the queue, you return false. Full, you using where equals to size equals to -1. Where it will point at the end of the array location, array index. If where at the end or at the back of the queue, that means it will return true, the queue is full. False, it will return that there is still an empty space in the queue for you to enqueue. Queue front is only return the value that is located at the front. So if empty, just return false. If not empty, then you just return what is the value in the front of the queue. Similar to queue where, return the value located at the where. So if empty, then return false. Otherwise, you just return the value at the where location. So this is the exercise. Now, you have a main function. You already implement the class Q. Then you create an object 1 of type integer Q. And then you enqueue 40, 30, 20 into one object. Then what will be the front? 40. What will be the rear? 20. Now, you do the DQ. That means you remove front of the queue. That means you remove what? You remove 40. So then what will be the next front here? 30. So this will be the answer. Front 40, rear 20. After one DQ, then front will be 30. Okay, all the best.